25 years ago, when I was 25 years old, I discovered what's called deep tissue cleansing. And it saved my life. It completely turned everything in my life around, starting with my body, but the body was just a portal to everything else. My mind expanding, my brain fog clearing, my heart opening. But essentially, it all started out because I had eating disorders and I was basically in a fight with my body. I went through stages of anorexia and bulimia and took diet pills. When I was 14 years old, I remember being in the phone booth and I would literally in the middle of the day, I would be calling diet pill centers, asking them like, how much weight can I lose? Like what, how does this work? And it saved my life. It completely turned everything in my life around, starting with my body. And that went on and on and on. I took Xenadrin. Everything back in those days that was popular, I tried. And I was raised in Los Angeles in the entertainment industry, and everything was about glamour. Everything was about image. And I just really internalized that. I knew that my validation, my approval, even from my parents, came from how I looked. So the irony is that the thing that actually saved me naturally corrected any physical, let's say, things that would be unattractive, which is kind of funny at the end of the day because I got what I wanted, just not the way I thought I was going to get it. And I've never had to worry about my body being a perfect weight. My weight has not changed in 25 years. So when I initially went through the transformation, it remained like everything has been the same, absolute perfection. And at 50 years old, that's saying something without any fluctuations granted, I've had 3 children, so my weight changed a little bit with the pregnancies, but yeah, that was all natural and healthy. But apart from that, so it started out for me as a mission to correct that, let's say, the weight imbalances, the fight I was having with the scale. And so I was on the Stairmaster for an hour a day. I was watching everything I ate. I was only eating almost, 0-calorie foods and fat-free everything, sugar-free everything, diet everything. And, short of smoking cigarettes, I probably tried everything to basically remain minute. And the fact is, even with all the things I was doing, I was still 25 pounds heavier than I wanted to be. I was sick all the time. I had chronic bronchitis, chronic bladder infections. I was on antibiotics all year long. It was just like one thing after the next. Even my teeth, I had cavities. I don't even have a dentist now. I haven't had a dentist in I don't know how many years. My teeth are perfect. And I don't do anything but live this lifestyle and use natural toothpaste. That's it. So nothing special needs to be used when we live this lifestyle, when we do the cleansing work, because the cleansing removes the rot, removes the decay. And the decay is what causes all our symptoms. So when I started to remove the decay, within weeks, my body was transforming. So this was February, I remember exactly, it was February 2001. I just had my first child and I discovered the work through a miracle. I put it straight into action. It was immediate. So within the first weeks, I was blown away. I thought how easy this is, how awesome this is. I think I might actually start to like life now because, it's not fun to live in a body that you're always fighting with, that you feel that you're going to have to spend the rest of your life committing to all these hours of exercise and having to deprive yourself of things that you feel, it's, living in deprivation. That's what it felt like. And it doesn't really make you want to do that for decades ahead. And, at the time I was like, well, if this is how it is and I'm just in my early 20s, what's going to happen when I'm, oh gosh, 35, that old, and I really start to fall apart, and at that time there started to be, there was all the concern also around my face and what was I going to do when my face started falling? I already started using it. I remember I was 24 and I found this product called Freeze. Freeze was like topical Botox. Nothing changed in my face. Like I've had nothing done. I have not had a single injection of anything, never Botox, never, any fillers, never gone under the knife. So, it's very, very low maintenance. And it's awesome because I do this one thing and it does everything for me. It's the one thing that solves all the things that could go wrong or prevents all the things that could go wrong. So that started, the transformation began immediately. And within 6 months, I realized, wait a minute, I need to share this with the world because I know I'm not the only person suffering. I'm basically the girl next door. So if this worked for me, if this is helping, if this is basically, solved my crisis in life, then I need to help as many people as I can. And if I can just help one or two people, I know the word's going to get out. And that's exactly what happened. I had a few clients start working with me. I quit my corporate job after 6 months of this life. I quit my corporate job. I'm like, this is what I have to do. And immediately it had this knock-on effect, and the word got out. And eventually a publisher came looking for me to publish my book. And then I published my first 3 books with her. And then everything just exploded from there. And, it's reached, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of people at this stage globally, but it's still, in terms of, like, by comparison to the things that people are familiar with, it's still kind of unknown. And my job is to make sure that that doesn't continue to be the case, because people need the solution. They need to know that there's a solution. They don't have to be relegated to a lifetime of falling apart, of having to have hip transplants, and their organs getting weak, and and suffering from dementia, and their face is falling. So whether it's cosmetic or it's internally, it's hormone imbalances, diseases, it addresses all of that, which is so amazing. It's kind of like the get out of jail free card. You just get to live. So with that said, one of the things that is a significant booster in terms of cleansing is a juice fast. A short juice fast can be a day. However, it's not the only way to start cleansing, because cleansing, the most important thing I can share with you today, is that cleansing is the removal of waste matter. Cleansing is not just eating a clean diet. Cleansing is not just drinking green juices or vegetable juices. That's a part of the teeing up process to have the result of the removal of the waste matter. It's the waste matter leaving the body that is what constitutes and defines cleansing. So people will use the term cleansing very loosely, but that's what it actually means. That's what it needs to mean. And that's what it means in the context of this work that we're discussing.